Diamond Painting Addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here for this week's WIP and Chat. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. WIP, WIP, stands for Work in Progress, and this is mine. You are welcome and encouraged to go grab whatever you are working on and work alongside while I chat, or alternatively, you can treat this as a podcast and just listen while I chat. Today I am going to be working on my Heaven and Earth design Lackadaisy Perennial. This is my Flapper Girl project that I am using my spare squares to kit up and finish because this is a canvas only. Heaven and Earth does not provide drills, just the canvas. I chose the printed canvas, so it's printed in color. I have everything kitted up and ready to go. So let me move to the section where I'm going to begin working, and I will be right back. So this is probably going to be a lot of changing colors because these kits tend to be very confetti heavy. They are cross-stitch patterns that have been converted into diamond paintings. So I guess it's sort of like a cross-stitch conversion, but you get the canvas, the glue, the cover sheet, the washi tape, the legend, all of the things that you need, the stickers, except the drills. So a lot of people like me will source the drills from their spares, which they have saved. Now, I know a lot of people don't keep spares, but this is a fun way to use them up if you do. So let me, after all of that, jump into my life update for this WIP and Chat, what's been going on in my regular life. It's been kind of a weird week. So we started out the week with hubby going to the eye doctor. And I think I mentioned this when my son and I went to the eye doctor a couple of months ago, that we're all very used to having our eyes dilated and everything. But the way that they do it here is different than they do it in the States. We had our eyes dilated when we were back in the States, but they would put a couple drops in. You waited like 10 minutes. So she would come back in, do the thing where she looked with the really big light and magnifier in your eye, and then you were good to go. Had to wear sunglasses. Here, I went with my husband because when my son and I went previously, it wasn't just stick a couple of drops in your eye. It was 2 or 3 different bottles. And then we were both told, oh, it's going to be like half an hour for your eyes to completely dilate so we can look at things. So my son opted not to have the dilation done. He'll be going back for that next month. I did have mine done. We were at the doctor's office for my husband for 2.5 hours, and he's like, why did it take so long? And I said, well, because they're doing all of this stuff, and then you have to wait for them to dilate your eyes. And he's like, I don't remember it taking long with the two of you when we went earlier. And I said, yes, it did. But my son opted not to have the dilation. So while I was waiting on the 30 minutes for my eyes to dilate, they were shopping for new glasses for my son. And I said, so you probably just didn't realize that's what was going on because you were busy doing that with him and not paying attention to what I was doing. So the good news is, I guess, instead of having our eyes checked every year, we go in and we have our eyes checked once every 2 years. And then on the year that we're not getting the regular eye exam, we get our eyes dilated. So you get the dilation every 2 years and the full exam every 2 years, which is fine, whatever, but just different than we would do it back home. Every year we went in and she would dilate our eyes and look at everything. But I guess everybody does things differently. When we went to the hygienist for my husband to have his teeth cleaned, she was looking at his abscess because we still haven't gotten a call. Of course, he hasn't followed up either like he should, but hasn't gotten a call from the periodontist about it. And she said it actually looks really good, but she was telling him when he went to the dentist the first time to get the antibiotic for it, in the US, they count your teeth from 1 to 16 on the top and then 17 to 32 on the bottom. That includes wisdom teeth, I think. Maybe it's 36 with the wisdom teeth. Anyway, that isn't how they do it here. They do it in quadrants. So the numbers and things that I'm used to seeing and hearing are not the same, which is fine, no big deal. Just it was different and I didn't realize it. Just another one of those things that you're like, oh, okay. We started out with him going to the eye doctor. and that taking forever, like I said. However, he also got told by the eye doctor that he has dry eyes. So he has to now use drops in his eyes every day. And he is also supposed to wear some kind of sleep mask over his eyes. You heat it up and put it over your eyes for like 15-30 minutes every day. The dogs do not like the new eye mask. He had put it on, put it in the microwave, got it warmed up, put it on, was resting in the chair, and all of a sudden they noticed him and noticed that he looked strange, and they just started barking up a storm. And I was like, really? Just seems kind of crazy that it took him that long to notice. But and these symbols are a little hard to look for because I just started working on this kit, so I don't know where everything is yet. And I could have put them in some kind of order. I know lots of people with these do the same thing they do with J-walls. Well, they will put all of the same symbol types together or all of the same colors together to make it easier to find. I just don't like doing that. I'm lazy. I'd just rather have them be in the order they came in. It doesn't really matter, I guess, but once I learn where they are, I don't like to move them around. I went to a meeting for my tutoring group, and we were talking about things, and I told them that I had been jonesing for no-bake cookies. Well, I think I told you guys this already. So yeah, I'm going to be taking no-bake cookies to the next meeting. I haven't made any yet. I really wanted to make some and take to my mother-in-law's because we're going up there for dinner today, but they have peanut butter in them and she can't have anything nut related anymore, which makes her sad because she loves peanut butter, but she can't have it anymore. I did also pick up, we were at the grocery store and they had marshmallows on sale because I was also talking about s'mores, so I bought some marshmallows so we could make s'mores at some point. The dogs like marshmallows, however, the dog's digestive system did not like marshmallows, so they won't be getting any more marshmallows. I also went this week and met with the lady I'd met with previously. We were doing an inventory of all of the books for the group that I'm volunteering with because we have a lot of resources and supplies that we use with the people that we're tutoring. They bought a new cabinet and had wanted to organize everything across the new cabinet, so we were sorting everything out into the different kinds of books that get used, because depending on what people want to learn, whether they want to focus on writing or reading or whatever, there's different series of books you can read and use. So first we had to separate everything out and get it organized, and now we're going back through, now that everything's organized, and finalizing the inventory. Because the last one that got done, I think, was 2018 or something like that, which doesn't sound like that long ago to me, but I also think 1990 was 20 years ago, so what do I know? Anyway, we met to do the inventory, and we've had a couple of tutors who have moved on, and so a lot of their materials came back. So we kind of had to reorganize everything to put all that stuff back in and then go through it all. So we had to reorganize it and then started sort of re-inventorying it. I think we got to where we left off last time, but I think I'm just going to go and do it on my own the next time I want to go up. Like the next time we have a meeting, I think I'm going to go either a little early or stay a little late, count some of the stuff on my own while I'm there. I think it'll just go faster if it's just me. And while we were having the meeting, one of the ladies was telling me that she had just come from Pickleball and they were doing some sort of clinic. So I contacted the lady who's in charge of the clinic. So hubby and I will be going to a pickleball clinic today. I don't know exactly what to expect because when I contacted the lady, the person that told me about it said made it sound like they were having a clinic every Sunday, or had one coming up this Sunday about learn how to play and all of that. But when I emailed the lady that she told me to email, I said my husband and I were interested in going and learning about it. And she's like, well, we ran that clinic last week, but you're welcome to come be with all the newbies. And I was like, I thought this was like a one-off kind of thing, but I guess it's a multi-session clinic, if that makes sense. So I don't know what that's going to be like because they've already had one session of instruction. I've watched a couple of videos on it, so I understand a little bit of the terminology, but I don't watch a lot of tennis. My son, who's played a lot of it, is like, well, it's like tennis. Well, I don't play tennis either, so that's not really helpful for me. So hopefully we won't be making too big of fools of ourselves while we're trying to learn how to play this new game. I told my husband, the lady that referred me told me she runs a league team, essentially, I guess, and that we could, or I could, play on her team. She doesn't know my husband's going if I wanted to, but she wanted me to take this clinic first. And I'm like, I'm just looking for something to do to have fun. I don't know if I want to be in like competitions or whatever. I don't also know how my knees are going to react to all of this. If I have to do a lot of running, if I'm going to be able to keep up with everyone. So I guess I'll find out. Hopefully, it's going to be one of those, please explain the rules to me like I'm 5 so that I can understand how things work. I'm sure it's also one of those things where after we play it a couple of times, it'll make a lot more sense rather than just watching somebody else. A bit like learning football. I was never really that interested in football until I had to be when my youngest started playing. So whatever position he was playing would be the one that I learned about because he was the one that I cared about that was playing. I mean, I knew the basics of it, but obviously I know more now than I did after he played for like 8 years. Some of the rules still don't make any sense to me, though. I think I'm doing okay so far without a light pad. I didn't bring my charger bank down, so I'm trying to do this without getting it out. I'm also smelling banana bread right now. We had purchased some bananas and no one ate them. So funny to me. I'll buy fruit and they'll eat all of it in like 2 days. And the next time I buy it, no one eats it. So we had like 6 bananas that were going bad. And I was like, well, I'm going to make banana bread. So I went to make banana bread and we were almost out of flour. So I had enough to make 1 loaf of banana bread. But we had 6 bananas. And so I was like, well, I kind of want to make another batch. We need to go to the store and pick up some flour. And so we did that on Saturday. Hubby wanted to wait. There was a sale on eggs. So we went to pick up some eggs and we got flour and some other stuff as well. And then I decided, well, instead of making banana bread, what if I made banana muffins? Because banana bread never lasts long at my house. If I don't eat it almost as soon as it comes out of the oven, I won't get any. And I still have my creamy honey, that on banana bread, and then warmed up in the microwave. So good. Anyway, so then I decided the second time I was going to make muffins. Hubby specifically went out and bought some walnuts so he could have banana nut muffins because for whatever reason around here, nobody sells banana nut muffins. They will sell banana and chocolate chip, but nothing with nuts in it. Which seems kind of crazy. I don't mind personally because I don't like nuts, but hubby and the youngest do, so they added some walnuts to some of the muffins. So I can have some nut-free ones and they can have some with the walnuts. But they smell so good. Ugh. The other big thing that we did is hubby and I bought a new bed. We really did need one. I mean, I suppose we could just make the dogs sleep in their cage. That's what my son keeps saying. Just put them in the cage at night, and then you guys will have plenty of room in the bed. Yeah, but we like having them sleep in the bed with us at night. We just have to teach them to sleep down at the foot of the bed instead of trying to sleep on our pillows. Sable's pretty good about she will sleep down by the foot of the bed, and then about halfway through the night, she gets down and goes and sleeps in the cage. My husband moves around a lot, and so Sable doesn't like his feet moving around her all the time. So she'll get down and go lay in the cage the rest of the night. But Oscar likes to lay right between us. And sometimes he wants to be perpendicular to us. So then he ends up kicking one of us all night. Or he'll lay parallel with us. And he also kicks us all night. Because he'll just move you with his feet. He kicks out with his feet when he wants to move around and he can't get comfortable. Whether he's curled up in a ball or whether he's stretched out. There's a lot of brown in this picture so far. Anyway, hubby had gotten online. We had a queen and he ordered a king. So we had to get all the new things because all of our blankets, our sheets, our comforter, the bed frame, the mattress were all queen size. So if we were going to upgrade to a king, we needed all new stuff. So he went and did a bunch of research out on Amazon, found all of the pieces that he wanted, but in a king. We have plenty of room for it upstairs. It actually, our old bed frame had like a little headboard with a shelf. This one does not. So we actually have a little bit more room at the end of the bed than we did before, which is nice because we have closets near the foot of our bed. We bought sheets. We bought the mattress cover, the frame, the mattress, We forgot to buy more pillows because the amount of pillows we have looks ridiculously small now on this huge bed. And we didn't think about buying a king size comforter. Hubby's like, well, we'll just do the Swedish thing. I don't know if you guys have watched a lot of people from like the Nordic countries, Sweden, Finland, but everybody has basically their own comforter so that you can burrito yourself into it to get warm and you don't have to share it with the other person in the bed, which makes a lot of sense because then, like, if Oscar's laying on it or whatever, I still have enough for me so that I can stay warm without trying to fight him and my husband for it. I still think we should get a king size comforter, but I think for now we're probably just going to do that so we don't have to spend any more money right away on anything else. And maybe eventually Sable will stop sleeping in the cage once there's enough room for her on the bed without my husband kicking her all the time. But we'll see. Have I mentioned this is a lot of brown? I'm trying to also double check up here and make sure that I haven't missed any symbols. I know I missed one already, but this is going to be very confetti heavy, like I said, and also a lot like my J walls because it is so confetti heavy. But that's what makes it fun, right? If you like confetti. I know these are not for everybody. Definitely going to need to get out my light pad though. I think I'm okay for this section, but after this I may get it out. Go upstairs and get all the pieces that I need for it. It has a USB plug-in, so I can just plug it into one of my battery banks without having to worry about trying to plug it into a wall or something. And you may wonder why I'm single placing all of these instead of doing any multi-placing. Usually on the first section of any painting that I do, I try to be very deliberate with what I'm doing and getting them all as perfectly lined up as I can so that I have a good base to work from as I work on the rest of the painting. You may also have noticed that some of these drills are not exactly the same color, but they're close enough for me. Once I get the whole painting done, you won't be able to tell. The other exciting thing that hasn't happened yet, but I called and made an appointment to get my hair cut. I'm going to try a different place this time. I liked how they did my hair, and the place was very nice, and it wasn't super expensive, but I don't speak French. And the lady, even though she spoke English, who was doing my hair, did not speak English to me. So the last time I got my hair done, I basically just sat in there for 2.5 hours while everyone talked in French around me. I get that this is a bilingual area, but I don't know, it just didn't feel good. How did my brother-in-law describe it? They were politely ignoring me, is what it felt like. Maybe I just didn't come across as a good conversationalist. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a big talker myself, which probably sounds funny coming from someone who's sitting here talking to you guys, but that's because I can sit here and talk to you guys and then I can edit it. So if I sound stupid or I say something, then I can edit it out. I can't do that in regular conversation. So maybe I give off don't talk to me vibes. I don't know. But it did feel very awkward to just sit there and not say anything at all for all the time that they were doing my hair. So I talked to my sister-in-law and she gave me the name of the place where she goes. So I'm going to go there and see how it works and see if I like it any better. Okay, I'm trying to see if I got all of this symbol, and I didn't. I missed some right here. It's so funny. You look and you look and you look and you look, and then you're like, okay, I don't see any more. I put it away, and then immediately your eyeball is like, wait, there's one right there. Some of these symbols, I swear, trying to find them, it's like, where is this one? I can't see it. Because see, like this one is a square with a cross in the middle of it, but then there's a round one with a cross in the middle of it. It's like, no, I don't need that one. I need this one. They do use a lot of the same symbols that the J-wall canvases use, I will say that. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, so I'm going to a new haircut place to get my grays covered up, get my hair colored again, and get my bangs cut because they are driving me bananas. I should have gotten in for a haircut long before now, but I was putting off going back to that place because I was so uncomfortable and I wanted a recommendation from somebody because I don't really have like Fantastic Sam's or Supercuts or Great Clips or any place like that here. They're all like private salons, at least where I am. I'm sure they probably have them some places in Canada, but not where I am. All right, I think that's everything I wanted to tell you about my regular life. So let's move on to my diamond painting life. What's been going on in my diamond painting life? Not a ton. I did spend a lot of time this last week going through and working like a fiend on the Sleepy Time kit so I could finish it, which I am happy to say that I did. I wasn't sure I was going to get it done in February, but I managed it, and it was one of my older kits, so I'm happy about that as well. This one is my oldest kit, so this is what I'm doing for our diamond paint along that started today to work on my oldest kit. So this is what I'm doing. I don't know if I'll finish it this month. We'll see. Once I get into the flow of it and I have kind of a pattern going and I'm more familiar with the symbols, then I think it will go faster. The first section, just like on a J wall, is always hard because you're trying to learn the symbols, do these very confetti heavy things. And so I finished Sleepy Time. I did order some new diamond painting accessories. I'm not going to share what they are. Once they arrive, I will, of course, unbox and share with all of you guys. I know one has already been shipped and is on its way. Oh, maybe two have been shipped. The other one, I'm not sure when it's going to get here, so we'll see. I did also start working on my Aquarius teacup. I am going to try and work on this one and that one at the same time. So we'll see how that goes for me. And I'm just double checking to make sure that I've got the right symbol and the right color, because some of these symbols can look similar. And then halfway through, I'm like, oh, that was probably the wrong color. Not that anyone would ever know but me, probably. Maybe you guys. You guys are pretty eagle-eyed most of the time. Kind of can't wait to see how this one turns out with the very 1920s background and everything. I was going to make some like Art Nouveau, Art Deco type cover sheets for this one because I had promised myself I was going to make custom cover sheets for every painting I did, but I wanted to get this one started and I wanted to get it covered, so I just used these generic ones that I have that I got from Amazon. So next time you see it, it may have other cover sheets on it because I do really want to do that. I have a lot of fun making and designing those and then getting to use them on all my different paintings. I actually had some rose ones that I had made for one of my J walls that I was going to use. Sort of a bit of cheating, but I made them so they counted. But I must have given them away because I can't find them. So I definitely have to make some more. But I want to make some that are like Art Deco, like I said. Like think Great Gatsby type stuff. And I do have a video on how I make my release papers or cover sheets because I always get a lot of questions on that. So if you go to my videos and just do a search for like cover paper or release paper, it should come up. It's really pretty simple. I think most people could make their own, but I certainly understand wanting to buy them from other places. I just like doing it myself because I can. And like I said in my video yesterday, if you missed it, go check it out, where I was talking about this kit. I did steal some drills from the other Heaven and Earth design that I had partially kitted up. I didn't have enough drills to complete that one either, so I stole a bunch of drills from that one to use in this one. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I still have some colors I think I'm going to be short, but I figure I'll just do what I can, see where I end up, and then at the end of it, if I have a color that I'm short or something, I will try and see if I can do a substitution just to finish the kit up and get it finished that way. But after doing that and kitting it all up and realizing I wasn't going to have enough drills, I was like, yeah, I don't want to donate this to somebody. That would be so frustrating to work on it and get all the way. It's like having a jigsaw puzzle and not having the last piece. That would make me so frustrated. I mean, maybe other people don't mind that, but I don't like it. I think I'm done, and then every time I go to be like, okay, I'm finished, I see another one. And for every color I've done, I see one that I missed on here. So yeah, these confetti heavy canvases, it's a lot of going back and redoing colors, which would be why a lot of people who do these types of canvases use the tray method, so they can just have a bunch of colors open all at once. So if they need to go back, oh, I missed this one of that color, they can just plop it in. Also, the fact that you have a lot of colors where, like this little moon symbol here, I've got some down here, and that's pretty much it. And then I've got like 3 L's in this whole little section, I think. But you can see here in this very dark section where it's kind of hard to tell apart. There's a square, there's a diamond, there's a circle, all in black. That looks like a little flower. So yeah, I definitely am going to need to get out my light pad here soon. In addition to this and the Aquarius teacup, I did ask yesterday in the video if you guys would like to see me do a cross-stitch conversion, one of the pattern cards from Forever Young, or just have me do some random thing. And most of you picked a cross-stitch conversion. So I'm going to be using my Diamond Dots square round blank canvas that I have. I actually have two of them. It's 30 by 45, and I have, I think, a series of small cross-stitch conversions that I bought that are like buildings or something, or landscapes. So I'm going to see if maybe I could fit all 6 of those onto the 30 by 45 and do it that way. And then once I get done, I might cut them up or something so I could frame them or something, make them more like mini canvases. Something like that. So as I decide what I'm doing, I will take you guys along on that process just to see if I can figure it out and what I'm going to need and all that fun stuff. I've wanted to do a cross-stitch conversion for a while. I just have never gotten around to it. It does help with these that I left the color on, the little color block on the stickers. I did not do that with my last Heaven and Earth, and it did make it really difficult when I was searching for colors. I don't know if it's going to be as helpful here since there's so much brown, but like I said, I'm curious to see how this one is going to turn out. But I'm going to be working on 2 or 3 kits this month, possibly all at the same time, so we'll see how that goes for me. And now that February is over, I also need to go back and look at all of my goals and see how I did with all of them. How much did I spend? How many hours did I work? All that kind of good stuff. I only finished one thing in February because I only did Sleepy Time was the only thing I managed to finish, but it is pretty large. Hopefully that will make up for it being the only thing that I finished. Feels kind of funny that I've got this peach and yellow over here when everything else is very dark, but I guess maybe the light's coming from that direction. I know when I get up to the top right corner that there's a lot brighter colors up there. The bottom section is a lot of these darker colors. So, okay, I know this is going to be one of my shorter whipping chats, but I really need to go get my light pad so that I can turn it on and see some of these so that I can make some progress, because I think I've done most of the ones that I can. I mean, even moving my head around and trying to change the angle of the light, it's still hard to see some of these very dark colors in here. So I gotta go get my battery bank so I can do that. And then I have banana bread to eat and paperwork to do. So wish me luck with all of that. Let me know in the comments down below, after seeing me starting to work on this Heaven and Earth, would you ever consider doing one of these? Like I said, you get the canvas and the legend and everything and stickers and all of that. The only thing you don't get are the actual drills themselves. And you can also pick to have your canvas printed, well, it would all be black and white rather than printed in color. Some people prefer that because it makes the symbols easier to see. I had never ordered one before, so I went with a printed because I thought that would be easiest. I'm learning now maybe the white, black and white would have been better, but curious to know what you guys think and whether or not anybody would feel like tackling something like this. That's it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end of the video. Before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. And I didn't forget, here are some cute dogs. Are you guys playing Bitey Face over there? Huh? Get him, Sable. Get him, Sable. Get her, Oscar. Oscar, get her. Tell her, Oscar. What are you doing, Sable? Go get him, Sable.